Sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another week and another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. And it's happy birthday to me.
Oh, happy birthday. Jesus, happy birthday, Mayo, man.
And I'm in a great mood, Defo.
Seems that way, yeah. I mean, just judging by the pre-show banter. What happened to you, Mayo?
Well, first of all,
I've never seen a celebration like this. Numerous celebrations for your birthday. It's great. Now, did you hit 59 or are you 58 going to 59?
this was a trick question because you know me. I like to overcomplicate things.
Of course.
And,
yeah.
I put on my personal Facebook post that I am entering my 59th year on Earth.
So you're 58.
I'm 58.
All right.
But everybody says, happy 59th. Enjoy your last year of your 50s. And, as I
Difference,
pointed out,
though. I mean, 60 still seems to be a milestone for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Having surpassed that many years ago, believe me, it's just a distant memory for me. But, yeah, it was a significant birthday at the time, I guess.
well, here we are. It is birthday day. We're having a home show. I'm obviously in the midst of some domestic issues once again, as Lubie pointed out as we logged in, that there's different lighting. This is because I'm in the temporary studio.
You look better.
Which also happens to be my bedroom, and but I've got all my little tables and folding trays set up. I also have because
I would stay there permanently. You look 10 times better than you usually do. You really do.
And look what I got. I got myself a lobster for my birthday because you, Defo, have been, I guess, I don't know if it's complaining or just wondering how come I haven't been eating on the lunchbox when we've been doing some of these lunch.
It happens to
home
be my
shows.
favorite thing that you do on these home shows when you slurp down like some smelts
Well,
out of a can and everybody's totally turned off and disgusted. And then you go on for like a half hour about, your experience with it. And I'm like, this is great. This is good entertainment.
I have like some leftover lobster from last night's like big Father's Day / birthday feast that I had at Michelle's and with Natalia, my daughter, and I got some great gifts. I got this nice like full long sleeve. I guess they call it like a beach or waterproof.
Where'd you get the badly fitting hat?
Well, this is I got it from my daughter. This was from Maine, and this is my lobster hat to go
Oh,
with
nice.
my
Okay.
lobster lunch.
Obviously, you bought it before you started doing steroids with Barry Bonds. Your head was a lot smaller than.
I got that that squeezing fat steroid head. No, this was a gift from my daughter when she was like 6 years old in Maine. I'll get rid of that prop for now. However, also besides having,
You have good hair, Mayo. You should never wear a hat on the show.
okay,
You
I
got
got
great
the
hair.
haircut.
You're late 50s.
I
I mean, of the three of us, you are far and away the least hair challenged, and I don't think you ever will be.
I'm a little bit color challenged at this point, but the hair is doing well. I've got lobster, I've got drawn butter, and most importantly today,
Why don't you just go to Tropical Acres, man, for
I
lunch?
got bourbon.
Oh,
So
look at
I'm gonna
that,
give
man.
myself
That's a rather hefty pour.
And after the way I was snapping,
This
at-
isn't that finger pour, that they used to talk about. Where they
Well,
put like one finger to the glass and then go,
No, no.
here's two fingers, and then you go, here's
Two
three
fingers.
fingers. Bartender, give me a drink.
This is two. Okay, here's the deal. Usually, I like my drink of choice, especially for celebrations, is an old fashioned. But
Which you are, very much.
old fashioned, my preferred brown liquor is Michter's Rye Bourbon, and usually you mix it with a little bit of the Angostura bitters, and then you also have some simple syrup. You also have an orange peel, and then a high quality Luxardo cherry. However, right now at my house, I have no Luxardo cherries, no orange peel, and I said, let's just dispense with the formalities and just have freaking
Go for
straight up
it.
bourbon on the rocks after the week that I've been having.
How bad has it been? I mean, you had multiple women in your life celebrating your birthday, your daughter, your current flame. I don't want to diminish, the integrity of the relationship. I mean, a great companion, Val. I mean,
No,
far
Valerie's great. She
supersedes
cooked me
anything
a
we could have
steak.
expected from you.
Yeah,
And then the ex-wife. I mean, you would have thought you were at runway 84 for God's sake with that feast.
She likes to definitely put on a good display, but Val did pretty impressive work herself on Saturday night. I picked up a steak.
I saw that. I liked it. A lot of people were complaining it wasn't cooked well enough. I thought it was fine.
So let me set the stage. I bought from
perfect.
our old friends at A Cut Above Butcher Shop. They have a new location on Cordova Road. They kind of moved a little bit south and downsized. But they have this beautiful product called Australian Wagyu beef. It's not the Japanese A5, which is really fatty, highly marbled, and also goes for $99 a pound. But the Australian Wagyu, I got this beautiful strip sirloin, which also has a nice high fat content, beautiful marbling. That went for $49 a pound, and I got a 1 pound steak. It was a $50 steak. And Val got her cast iron skillet out, and she likes to do a, seared cast iron, seasons it on the outside with a good crust. And then she likes it rare, mooing. I go for a little bit more rare plus. But and I just put a picture of it up on the group, and of course it causes the.
I'd go for that before I'd go medium rare, though. I really would.
Oh yeah,
I'd rather slightly, under than even the most slightest bit of overcooked, for my taste.
So there were a lot of comments, and you get the usual, "Oh, it's mooing," or
which is good.
Or I think a vet could bring it back to life, things like that. But my funniest one that I've never seen before was somebody said they and excuse my French, Gretchen, it's my birthday, I get a little dispensation, but somebody said they chopped off the horns, wiped its ass, and stuck it on a plate.
Yes, that's how you're supposed to eat meat.
It's the way to do it, man. Why ruin it?
Yeah,
it was
medium rare, but that was the perfect cook a piece of steak.
It was
my mother ordered everything well done. It was disgusting.
It was
I love her, but I mean, may she rest in peace. But well done, Ma.
Once you're doing that, you're just murdering a piece of meat, and then you're just, the cow's life went in vain. This piece of steak, because it was perfect. It had a perfect sear around it. Had that little edge of cooked.
Looked good,
and it looked like kind of ahi tuna when you get that like kind of sushi grade ahi tuna.
I thought it was brilliant. I really did.
It was such a good high quality piece of meat that I kind of
for one of the rare times I wished for a second I was Mike Mayo. So I could bite into that perfectly cooked steak. What are you talking about?
If I wish that on anybody at this point. But no, but besides that, we had some side dishes. I picked up some fresh asparagus, and she cooked that to perfection. I like my asparagus still a little bit crunchy, but not raw, but not mushy. I don't like the mushy asparagus. And then we had some of those leftover side dishes from our meal at that Osteria Acqua e Farina, that chicken liver pasta with the orecchiette and the chicken livers and onions and sage. We had a little bit of that, which actually tasted like really better after it kind of sat in the fridge for a couple of days and it congealed, and like the essence of the liver was really good. And then we had some mashed potatoes. So it was like that beautiful rare Wagyu beef, asparagus, mashed potatoes, and boom, that chicken liver orecchiette. I was a very happy man, and she had a beautiful bottle of Cabernet. And that was we finished up with some goat cheese, this Humboldt County goat cheese they call Purple Haze. So that's meal number one for birthday weekend, which doesn't take place in a restaurant. And then last night, meal number two. I mean, how lucky am I? I got a girlfriend one night cooking, and then an ex-wife, baby mama, as she calls herself, co-parent, as I call her, cooking up this feast where she makes these homemade meatballs, and she gets the 3-meat blend. I don't know how you feel about your meatballs, but Michelle loves to do the 3-meat, where you get the ground beef, the ground pork, and the ground veal. She learned a lesson. Don't ever go into Whole Foods and ask for ground veal, because you'll get a look from people. Do you know how ethical they are there?
People come out with picket signs the minute you get to the cash register. I mean.
The PETA people is like, oh no, we'll slaughter all the adult cows in the world.
It doesn't really, coincide with the concept there of Whole Foods.
Give us a little baby calf. Oh no, we can't kill that. We have to wait till he grows up until they slaughter him and just slice him up.
It's surprising they have meat there at all, which is kind of, it seems contradictory to the whole concept of Whole Foods.
Oh yeah, doesn't it? Anyway, Michelle went around to various places, including to our friends at Delaware Chicken and Seafood Market, where she picked up.
That's the place to go.
These, I thought they weren't carrying whole Maine lobsters, but I guess for Father's Day, that you have to special order them sometimes because they don't have a live tank anymore. But I guess for big days, they do get the tank going. And they did have a whole bunch of these beautiful steamed whole Maine lobsters in stock. And Michelle steamed a bunch of those, had some meatballs with spaghetti, she got this product, burrata, the truffle burrata that has a little bit of truffles embedded into the burrata and the mozzarella cheese. And she made artichokes, steamed artichokes, a simple product from California. Are you an artichoke fan? Because these were some of the best artichokes I've ever had in my life. And those were from Whole Foods and just spectacular. So, are you an artichoke guy? I know that my favorite.
Yeah, no, I like artichokes occasionally. I wasn't at one time. I would have been very opposed to even taking a bite. But and then there are artichoke balls, which are also very popular. But yeah, I don't mind indulging in that. And I couldn't help but laugh. I don't know if you remember a restaurant. It must have closed probably over 20 years ago. It was on Atlantic Boulevard called Vesuvio. It was
Yes.
an Italian restaurant, kind of an old school joint. There's a guy named Tony. He was the owner, and he was a pretty cool guy.
Isn't every Italian restaurant either named by a guy named Tony or Dominic?
Tony was kind of a unique character in the restaurant business down here. And Vesuvio, it did cater to an old school crowd. But they always had, with the lobster, what was there always, that one lobster in an Italian restaurant? It was kind of like the mandatory picture of Vito Anafermo in the pose. That is almost like the license for Italian restaurants. And you had to have this one giant old lobster that had been in the tank for like 30 years.
Yeah, they called the blue lobster.
Yeah, I mean, every one of those restaurants or type of restaurants seemed to have that one lobster, right? And it had like a name, and people would pet it and feed it. And you couldn't even conceive of eating it, but you're thinking, well, why don't you just fucking let it go then, Tony? Oh, sorry about the French, but
We're a little loose here. With the
yeah. You might want to bleep that out, but I mean, that's what everybody was wondering. Like, why don't you let it go, Tony? I mean, 60 years this lobster's been in this stupid tank. You're going to sell a restaurant. It's going to be a Chinese place in 3 weeks.
It should be like pardoning prisoners, like even if they did the most heinous crime when they're like 85 and they're all shriveled up. And it's like, are they going to really get out and murder somebody again or try to overthrow the government? And I don't know, but it seems like.
Are you comfortable with Squeaky Fromm being on the loose? I don't know that I am. Tell you the truth. Did she check out already? I know she got out of jail, but
that's a great name from the past. Didn't she try to off President Ford? She was
they were trying to whack some president, but it was Manson family stuff.
It was. Oh yeah, she was.
Yeah, it was Manson family. She might have been involved in another subsequent incident of that level of ugliness.
I'm not comfortable with like Mark David Chapman ever getting out, or is Manson dead? Did he finally die?
Manson's long gone. Yeah,
he's long gone.
Roll to 7.
Right, here we go. I'm going in. This is for you, Defo. I dunked it in my.
I'm not going to look. I can't look.
Oh my god, that was a sweet, succulent lobster claw. I had the tail last night with some. I had the lobster tails last night.
Eat the green stuff on here. That would be.
We're getting to that.
Oh, okay.
I have the body.
Just eat the shell. I mean,
I'm trying not to drip any butter on this beautiful new shirt that my daughter got me from Roatan in Honduras. You can see here. Well, no, you can see it backwards. But now let me get myself together here. This is what makes the lunchbox.
Definitely.
Lobster, butter,
I can feel
bourbon.
some people passing out and or figuring out what a waste their life is for watching this. I mean, come on.
You have to use your fingers.
Yeah.
Like you could use a fork.
Sorry, we apologize to the people out there that are looking to the show for informative things about restaurants.
Like you say, Defo, never apologize. Never explain.
I think a disclaimer is appropriate. Lubie and I, we've been in this business a long time, man.
Apologize.
Every now and then you have to issue an apology. Just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, meanwhile, I'm trying to desperately to get out of my home. No, not just in general, but tomorrow I wanted to go do a road show somewhere. Tom T is not available. He's had also some different challenges. His car's in the shop. Jim Sarney is doing some scouting work and is desperately trying to get us to do a show, and it would be very hastily arranged. I got to make some phone calls after the show the new complex called the Federal, which is both bar, restaurant, and Panthers' new training complex, and they
Oh,
actually do their
yeah.
morning skates and practices there. Sarni was
Wow.
there this afternoon, sending me pictures of the setup and the menu, and said, "Dude, you should do your show here tomorrow."
Don't start with this. I mean, how old are you now? 58.
Yeah.
Have you not come to the point where you have realized that you need to ignore Sarni's text?
No, I actually think
and
this is a
messages?
good
I
idea.
actually like the idea too.
The challenge is
You've
getting
been
Doug
roped in
Seafood.
by Sarni. I mean, come on. I love
Apparently,
Sarni, but geez, I mean, he's crazy. This guy.
apparently the restaurant is owned and operated by the Panther organization
Yeah.
itself. So it's
Well,
not
even
just a
less
matter.
reason to go there. Come
yes.
on. I mean,
No, but
Doug Seafood's going to be making money off you promoting this place.
You can't go there.
I think
You
they
can
can't
root
make
for them
any
to win
more
the
money.
cup, Mayo. You cannot acknowledge Sarni's insanity and go out to the middle of nowhere to
faded.
do a show from some restaurant that Doug Seafood's going to profit from.
I think I'm fading.
No, you're there. You're fine.
You're there. You're
I'm
still there. You had a
Okay,
little
great.
glitch. Yeah.
So I had a glitch. No, look, the Panthers are going to make money hand over fist tomorrow with both the arena and having another watch party at the Federal. I just figured getting in there at 1 p.m. would give a little kind of pre-game,
pre-Stanley
pre-Stanley
Cup,
Cup
Well, arrange
life.
for us to be at the arena, and then through many of
Then we
your
could just stay
contacts there, and then we'll just stay there for the game.
Just stay there all
I'm
day.
not that desperate to snore my way
It's
in.
like
You see-
Randy Mueller will be coming over to do some commentary and say, "Hey, sorry, Randy, this is our spot. We do the lunchbox."
See, nosebleeds are going for like 900, and the lower bowl is going for
Let's hope it's
3,000.
What an historic, occasion this
Hopefully
could be.
clinching. Hopefully.
Man, did they crap the bed worse than Rory McIlroy and the Celtics combined?
Oh my God! Thank you, Rory McIlroy, by the way.
And
And I'm a McIlroy fan, and I'm screaming at the television screen, "Miss it!"
Really?
And he did. I had the Shambo at 20-1.
Oh, you did? You
Yeah.
cashed. You're on a
and
hot
the
streak,
professor,
my
yeah.
friend.
It was
And
fucking.
that's
Good
I'm
for you.
sorry.
I didn't know that. I would have.
It was
changed my
awesome.
thing. Oh, look at you going with the blood money. That's like betting on the.
Hey, why
slaughter
not?
of-
You
No, I mean,
Deal.
when you're betting, you have to detach yourself from all other factors except do you think that you're going to cash? And the truth was, the guy made a hell of a run in the PGA tournament. For what little I know of the Live Tour, he was doing well there and seemed primed to make something happen here.
Back to back.
So when you
weeks.
see 20-1, it was like seeing 20-1 on a horse with Iran Ortiz. You're going to take a shot.
No, you're doing great. And speaking of Irad Ortiz, he won the contest race at Belmont, and we'll get to that after the break. A lot of things on the list. Let's unpack it one at a time. First, let's do a little bit of the breakdown of the golf and Rory. What it reminded me, I think I heard you on the morning show comparing it to Jean Van de Velde's meltdown at the 76th.
It wasn't quite the same, though. Van
was
der
not.
Velde just made a really stupid decision.
He made a
Yeah.
bonehead. He just blew up in an unspectacular way. Rory just yipped his way.
You know what's funny about
defeat.
that? People think that he lost the tournament because of that foolishness on 18, but he actually lost in like a 4-man playoff later on.
Yeah, but be real. Like once
It
you
killed
blow,
him. No, that
once
was
you
it.
blow the lead like that, you ain't never.
I remember his
like
caddy. He looked like some munchkin. Looked like a midget wrestler, and he came running out to the tee as Van de Velde had a driver in his hand, and he was like running and screaming to hand him a putter. Anything but that. And sure enough, he hit the one shot that was anything but that, and that started all of his problems.
What this reminded me of most was the first Masters I ever covered for the Spartanburg Herald Journal in South Carolina, but at Augusta, Georgia, a playoff between Nick Faldo and Scott Hoke, rhymes with choke.
Scotty Hoke.
Because
Wow.
I think Scott Hoke could have won the tournament. He ended up like 3 putting from 5 feet or something like that, and he missed like a 2.5 foot comeback putt, and it gifted Nick Faldo his first green jacket. And when I saw those 2 short missed putts by Rory in the closing stretch,
Wow.
I mean, the guy was up 2 shots. That had that huge swing where he goes to 8 under and
Don't forget the Shambo missed, and he had been dynamite on this stuff all
it
week
was
long.
8 under,
but-
6 under after that swing. It was a
But
birdie,
he
bogey
missed a
swing.
short putt also.
I know,
Yeah.
and that should have been fatal to his
Right.
chances. Instead, Rory just gifted him the tournament.
You have to
and-
give him credit, though. I mean, DeChambeau is under a tree with the roots sticking out from another tree,
That was
and he's
great
in some
shot.
kind
That
of
was a
like
great shot.
swampland. And just to roll the ball into the trap was one thing, but then nobody had
Right.
gotten down in regulation, or in 2 from that trap. and he does it. So yeah, you got to
Yeah,
give him
no, no.
credit
I
there.
mean, look, that getting it from that, he was in jail. He escaped by putting it into a bunker, and I think everybody in the world thought at that point he was going to bogey and we were headed toward the playoff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that bunker
Looked like a
shot,
certainty. Yes,
that
Bunker
it
bunker
really did.
shot was just—it was a beautiful thing. And a guy who's known for driving it like a gorilla and not necessarily having the short game of a deft surgeon. He really his short game really shined, and good congratulations to him. And he can take some of that blood money back to Saudi Arabia or whatever. No, I don't know. The whole they didn't
I
really.
was surprised how behind him the crowd was, as if he was, and he's an American, so okay, you want to maybe see an American win the U.S. Open, but when Richard Petty had a turban on his head, celebrating the fact that DeChambeau was leading, as they were honoring literally the king of not just North Carolina but NASCAR racing, and then I think they announced that a NASCAR race will be taking place in Riyadh sometime soon.
Well, Richard Petty. He's all about the oil. STP Oil was his big sponsorship gig for a while.
The best thing he ever sold, and it was the greatest endorsement ever of any athlete endorsing something that you could consume, was Richard Petty for Goody's headache powder. Which essentially they were telling you, go out and snort 2 big rails of cocaine and your headache will go away.
Don't make me spill my lobster here. But no, it was back. I covered a little NASCAR in my South Carolina.
I did too, yeah.
South Carolina.
And I remember the Goodies headache packets. And those good old boys, they weren't doing blow. They were just drinking heavily at every step of the way.
A lot of moonshine.
And speaking of drinking heavily,
Have you been a moonshine guy, Mike Mayo, at any time? Or were you ever in your Anthony Bourdain quest out there drinking moonshine somewhere?
I've had like 1 or 2 glasses of, let's say, off the books alcohol. Oh God, I almost knocked over my microphone trying to dip my lobster here. But grain alcohol was the thing of choice back in college for our frat parties. We'd get the grain alcohol. I guess it was 190 proof, like 95% alcohol from Rhode Island. They didn't allow it to be sold in Massachusetts, so we would run across straight lines. We'd go down to what's the place? It's not Providence, what the Red Sox used to have their
Pawtucket.
Pawtucket, nice.
We would take a run down to Pawtucket to buy grain alcohol. How sick were we? How is it that I'm still alive?
We were drinking Boone's Farm Apple while riding lunch trains down a very steep hill in Thorndon Park at Syracuse. So we survived that. I mean, you would have been better off crashing a plane into the Andes Mountains and, thinking about eating each other's flesh to survive than subjecting yourself to that. But, yeah, I mean, we all did stupid things when we were kids. That's for sure.
All right, well, let's take our first break. As I'm eating this freshly steamed, beautiful Maine lobster, it reminds me that today is Tropical Acres Monday.
But wasn't like a couple of days ago? Was it National Lobster Day? How did Sarney miss that?
It was.
It was
a Saturday, so we couldn't celebrate it. So I guess this is the closest lunchbox.
Well, this is good.
National
You're acknowledging
Lobster
it.
Day.
Yes.
So a multi-pronged celebration today. My birthday, Father's Day yesterday for all the fathers out there, and then.
What did you do Father's Day, Louie? Didn't you go to some local restaurant? Was it Texas Roadhouse with Script?
Saturday we went to. And we can
tell people about that.
Prezzo. I mean, we can talk about it. Is a Monday.
Prezzo, nice.
We want to talk about Tropical Acres here, but
I know. But we'll talk about your trip to Prezzo and Eddie Pizzoli.
Yeah, that was great.
It
was great. I didn't reach out to anyone, get in touch with anyone, and you wouldn't have known.
What's wrong with you?
I know. I slept.
What have you learned from me?
Somebody has to have some dignity.
Shirley was proud. I was like, it's so funny because if it was like Timon or like Roberto with Union and Reno, I talk to literally with every Panther game. Eddie and I are cool. We've done a lot of shows together, but I don't really talk to him directly like that. So he was saved from me snoring. And Shirley was like, I'm proud of you, even though it probably had nothing to do with you being civil. You were just out of pocket. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much true. But we had a great time there, but you will definitely have a great time at Tropical Acres. It is a half percent off a bottle of wine, Monday and Tuesday. It is a Monday.
And
Twin Lobster special goes is it on the weekend? I know they adjust prices for Fridays.
Monday through Friday, $39 for the twin lobster with a salad and side dish. On Saturday, it's $44. And on Sunday, there ain't no Sundays no more this year at Tropical Acres. They are closed on Sundays. No more Sunday holidays. They were open yesterday for Father's Day. They had a great crowd turnout. But you go in there, 2 of these, fresh steamed New England lobsters, pound to a pound and a quarter each. It's plenty of food. You can even split it and get some of that great prime rib or filet mignon. Have yourself a beautiful surf and turf dinner. I love Tropical Acres. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Old Fort Lauderdale. Now they call it Dania Beach. And again, the happy hour on the bar, 4:30 to 6:30. And I haven't really been talking up the loyalty reward card. Michelle keeps stealing them from me after I get them filled up. I buy all the
How many
entrees.
punches do you need? 10? 12?
12.
Okay.
For every 12 punches on
Wait,
the
every
ticket.
entree you get a punch, or not every time you go? You
Every entree that you come
that's
in there. So if you come in with a group of 7 and you get 7 entrees, boom, boom,
That's
boom,
sick.
7 out of 12 right there. And then when you fill up that card, you get an entree on the house up to a $35 value. That'll get you a nice piece of prime rib or some of the beautiful steaks. Go in there. They are the masters of hospitality. I love the Studiali family. Birthday week celebration will not be stopping there tonight, but I have a feeling it will conclude tomorrow at Tropical Acres.
Now, how do they verify the punches are theirs? Because we had a system where we would con the Long Island Railroad for years. My buddy and I rode for free everywhere we went because we had figured out the punch system. And so we bought ourselves like a multifaceted hole puncher, that had different, punches that you
That's
could
not going to work.
use.
You're going to be found out. They have a special copyrighted,
Okay, do they have a way to do it?
specially designed punch for their punch card.
We buffaloed every conductor, for years, never got
Mhm.
caught.
It's
I
not
mean,
just a simple hole. They
Yeah.
have your type figured out there at Tropical Acres.
we used to find you discarded tickets that weren't punched yet. They would throw them on the tracks between stations, and we'd
You
go
would
and find
have
them.
to get a specially made die cast for the punch thing, which would run you much more money than just doing it the honest
Oh,
way.
I hope they would throw you out on your ear, but Jack's too classy for that. I mean,
Oh, he has a list.
imagine
He has a list
though
of
you
some
present
people.
like a punch card and it's under question, under scrutiny. You're thinking, how low do you have to go to get into that
I think,
situation?
by the way, we haven't gone and had our state of the
They've gone for a while.
lunchbox.
I'm ready to go.
I think for your birthday, coming up in July,
I should be in Atlantic City that day, I believe.
even if you're in
Yes.
Atlantic City, there's always the
Before or
following
after
week.
Yeah,
Oh,
Before
yeah.
or after, just like we did at Casa Calabria last year, or I think we should do a lunchbox
For
dinner for Defo's birthday. I
Oh,
might
that'd be
even
nice.
buy
That'd
if
be
I have
nice.
any money left, or if the new flood money arrives. But I think it's going to take a while. For that.
If you're
Hey.
offering to buy, we're in. Otherwise, it's under question.
I'll have you
There's
treat
no
me.
doubt.
I'm down to go for sure.
All right, more Mike. Man, how many lobsters you got there, Mayo Man? You,
No,
you
it's
got
just a
enough to
body
get
and
through
2
the show?
claws. I ate the tail with some
Did you eat
pasta last
the brains yet?
No, I'm going to
that's
do
always
that.
suspect.
Saving that for the end. I've got green stuff, lots of green stuff here.
I could live without that. Somebody recommended it to me. I did it a couple of times and said, "Why am I doing this?" Because some clown said to eat it because it's good.
No, they call it tamal.
Yeah.
Sounds like
No, they call it stupidity because
Yeah, sounds like
you've already eaten the good part. All right, back with more in a moment.
Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First class dining, top flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're celebrating my birthday, and I'm downing some Michter's Rye, and I apologize, Lubie. I kind of blew up a little before the show. It's been a tough week. He was asking why the lighting is all different.
I've been clueless. It's fine. I forgot I was trying to talk to you all day.
I said I'm in my. Basically, I had to relocate because my house is now torn up once again, and there's about 12 to 14 of those dehumidifiers and big machines, and it sounds like when a jet plane is taking off at the airport. Now, when I close the door, it actually seals it off, but my office is all torn up again. We had flooding last week, and thank God for the federal government and flood insurance. So that's all I got to say. And, we're going to rebuild. We will rebuild. And hopefully we will sell, not at too much. And when we get there.
This time they show the house right now.
No, not now.
Oh, okay.
The realtor who I've been talking to has been calling me, and I'm just
the doctor calls for a while. Yeah.
He's like, "Is everything okay? I saw that there was some flooding in your neighborhood." Oh, we're fine.
Just recently reduced. Can see the listing already. As you have flippers that you give the people as they come in to look at the house.
This is why I got to I got to file the claim, get the house back in order. The good part. Every dollar I sell that, as it goes in the sale of the house will be taxable because it's capital gains. But every insurance dollar, as everybody knows out there, every good Floridian knows, insurance recovery is not taxable.
There you go.
Have this song in your head for the next several months until this deal is done. Eric Burdon and the Animals. He just recently celebrated like his 85th birthday. I can't believe it. Eric Burdon, the great singer from England. We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, I mean, it's time, people of Dania, to start reconsidering.
Yes.
No
I
doubt.
love my neighborhood. I just need higher ground. I'm thinking
Yeah.
a second floor condo like my brother has and like Michelle had.
Nice.
That's the correct answer. All right. I was gonna. Oh, let's do the contest.
You
while
haven't
we're
done the
at it.
contest. That was never
Yeah.
mind.
And Lubie's experience at Prezzo's. I want to hear about this.
We did go to a
Yeah.
Prezzo.
Well, we won't keep the people in suspense anymore. It was a good contest. A last minute switch because Gulfstream got washed out, but I was happy to see that they were back racing live yesterday. But
That's
we
right.
wanted to do the Saturday card, so we did the late switcheroo to the feature race at Belmont at Aqueduct, which was the Bed of Roses Stakes. First of all, the restaurant was pretty easy. Papa's Raw Bar there in Lighthouse Point. We're going with the Father's Day theme. So a lot of people had that. Only 2 people picked the winning horse in the featured race at Belmont at Aqueduct. It was the number 3 horse, Acceed. That's ACCEDE, a good SAT word, which means, I guess, to yield or give up one's, wants, desires to somebody else.
Donald Trump refused to accede to the election results.
That would be concede.
Therefore, I got a bunch of people.
He, in
shocked.
often cases, refuses to accede to reality.
Yes.
But Accede, number 3, ridden by Irad Ortiz Jr., paid a good pretty penny. I was devastated. You know how you had the Shambo at 20-1. You know me. I love.
You had Rory at 14-1.
No, I love a good hunch play in a horse race. I always bet the food or beverage angle. There was a horse running in that race, number 7, Hot Fudge. And as people who know me know, my tradition on Father's Day birthday is always getting Fudgy the Whale from Carvel, which is a fudge-covered ice cream cake. Hot Fudge ran 3rd at 25-1. A couple of people picked that one. Only 2 people picked the number 3 horse. And this was perfect to
For this horse pay, the 2 people had it. That's pretty good.
I think it was like only a $12 or $14 horse. It was
That
like
isn't
5
bad,
to
though.
1.
Most people go into chalk.
There was a lot of chalk players, a lot of chalk eating
Yeah.
pigs out there. But 2 people had the number 3, and it was perfect because you know how I hate making out those little fentanyl slips for picking out.
Any extra work seems to
That's the
disturb you.
worst.
Yes.
I'm really getting lazy. at my old
You
age.
invented the contest, and as cockamamie as it is, it seems to have succeeded.
It's
but
worked.
still,
They're
you've
still
been
paying us.
doing nothing but crying about it since day one, which is
We
kind of
still
fun.
have a great relationship and sponsorship with our friends at Gulfstream 10 Palms. And every week it seems like it's spread the wealth. We haven't had that many repeat winners. We still get new, first-time winners, which, over a year and a half into this thing, I'm really, really pleased with the fact that anybody understood the contest to begin with, and people are actually playing and winning. And again, one person,
I'm amazed at how astute these horse players are.
they're good.
Considering that your first thought would be, hey, these people probably know nothing about horse racing, and yet every foodie is a sick, degenerate horse racing gambler, it seems, which is
It's
great.
funny how that goes
Very
hand in hand.
encouraging. Yes.
In order to afford a lot of restaurants these days, you have to plunge your guts out and get lucky once in a while, right?
Yeah.
So one person picked the Panthers to win. Only one person had Papa's Raw Bar, the number 3 horse, and Edmonton Oilers.
They
And that
deserve the free buffet. I mean, they really do.
is our friend David Schifrell.
Nice.
And
Wow.
David
That's a
Schifrell,
strong job.
congratulations. He is a second-time winner, but the last time he won was almost a full year ago. I looked up the records because I knew he won at one point, and I think it was June 30th of last year. So he is like clockwork, once a year, like the what is it that returns to San Juan Capistrano, the Swallows or something like that.
There you go.
David Schifrell returns to the winner's circle on the lunchbox, and he and a guest win an all expense.
He almost deserves a bonus prize for the degree of difficulty, the shift from the Gulfstream circuit to having to handicap a race that's taking place at Aqueduct, and then going against the grain, the popular thought that the Panthers would win.
No,
It took a lot of guts on this guy's
did.
part.
So congrats to Dave. And Dave, I love Dave. I knew his dad a long time, and happy Father's Day. His dad no longer with us. His name was Jack Schifrell. He was longtime president of the Democratic Club in Deerfield Beach. I did a lot of speaking engagements at the clubhouse where they would meet. I don't know if he lived in what's the Century? Is there a Century? There's a Century Village in Deerfield Beach or something.
Probably.
One of
Oh,
those.
there's
senior-
one everywhere
There's one in Boca. I know that.
Well, there was some or something else up there. There's a big retirement community, but Jack, long time, very it's World War II vet, prince of a human being. I dealt with him a lot, and David is his son, is in the restaurant industry. So I always like seeing people from good stock who are also involved in the restaurant business being able to win. And again, him and a guest will receive all expense brunch for two to 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park. And I'm going to remind people at this point, the winners, I think there's a list now of about 9 winners who have not redeemed their prizes yet. And I want to urge everybody out there, if you're one of those, I know one of you lives in Japan and told me he was going to be the next time he's in the States.
Kobayashi won. He's coming into the buffet to train for
destroy Joe Beja and all
for
that
the one-on-one against Joey Chestnut.
Now, a guy I know, Ira Stevens, he actually has an interesting job in Japan. He started up like a first professional service for fantasy baseball, both the Japanese, Korean, and Major League Baseball. And he started that up like 25 years ago. And but Ira, I've known him a long time, but he won one week. He's one of the unclaimed winners yet. But I'm going to tell all these people who have not redeemed their prizes that we are going to be holding one of our seasonal lunchbox brunch bashes at the end of July. We still haven't determined the exact date, pending Joe Beja's return from Italy and huddling.
He may not come back, judging by the pictures.
No, I wouldn't come back either.
Guy's having a great time.
He is. Although when he posted his pictures from Venice, I said, that's exactly what my block looked like last week.
It is spectacular, though. I mean, you can't help but fall in love with it. If you like the water at all, especially.
Oh, no, but
and you like it like right up to the window of your second-story building.
He said he's going to buy me a gift that he's going to bring back to me, one of those black and white shirts that the gondola riders have. And
you'll be rowing down 6th Street, or whatever the street is in front of your house.
My neighbor brings over his kayak. I'll just start, paddling down.
We would know if you had the strength or the stamina to get us back, though. I'd be a little suspect if you were the gondola guide.
Just a little
jumping on somewhere in that little area where you jump on in the back canals there at Venice.
Nectar of the gods. But yeah, Joe's having a great time. But yeah, we're going to do our Lunchbox Brunch Bash either July 21st or 28th. So stay tuned. If you're one of those winners who's waiting for that very fun time that we have at those events, we will let you know as soon as possible. All right. I think we should take our second break.
I want to hear about Lubie's Father's Day.
Well, we got to give
this
our
guy a chance
break.
Here. All right.
We're going
to take our second break.
I'm dying to hear what happened to the kids. Babbling about something. All right, go ahead. Fire up the break.
All right. Well, I got to give the good word about Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. It's now not just a one-week series of dinners and events in January every year, although that is spectacular and growing. And you can get your early bird tickets for the grand tasting, which is going to be taking place on that second Saturday in January by going on to vlfoodwine.com and punching in, getting your tickets. You get the early bird pricing, half price off the VIP and the regular. It's a great time to buy your tickets now, but they also have events year round. And we're taking part and helping to promote and organize the next one, which is going to be, we're calling it the Pearl Jam by the Sea Festival. It's going to feature lots of raw oysters, unlimited sparkling wine, and a great time music where you might hear a few tunes that, you might be able to say I'm a better man on my birthday, or there'll be an even flow of cocktails going that day. And there's also going to be a Vitology Bellini bar to mix with your sparkling wines. It's all part of the fun at our friends at Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea, in conjunction with Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, August 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. Again, unlimited oysters, unlimited sparkling wine. I'm going to take an Uber or find a designated driver because I know I am going to be a little bit sloshed that day.
Sure.
Go online to vlfoodwine.com, click on the banner, and that'll get you through to eventbrite.com, where you can just go to eventbrite.com and do a search for Even Keel Oysters, and you'll find tickets to the event. Limited tickets are available, including some VIP spots along the bar, where the price will also include one of their fabulous brunch entrees. They have great weekend brunch there, including a lobster eggs Benedict. Again, vlfoodwine.com. Get all the info there. We'll see you on August 10th at Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea.
A nice little crowd at Even Keel last night. It was good to see some activity around Lauderdale by the Sea. It was kind of dead with the people leaving town, and then on top of that, the lousy weather. So good to see those guys rebounding and having a good evening. All right, more of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. Are you looking for a good New York-style slice? How about lunch specials for under $9 that come with garlic rolls and a fountain drink? I'm talking about Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in the Fountains of Plantation, 801 South University Drive. Since 1987, it's been home to Brooklyn-style pies and slices, heroes and paninis, pastas, and all your Italian-American favorites. It's got the unpretentious vibe of the pizza places of my youth with daily specials, family dinners, outdoor seating, eat-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open 7 days a week. Go to strombolispizza.com to place your order today. Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. It's a home show on my birthday, and
Is today your actual birthday?
today, June 17th.
Oh,
it's
okay,
a
cool.
Great day for a birthday. On this day in history, Defo.
I wished you a happy birthday on Facebook, but I never know if that was like from a couple of days ago or what.
That's all right.
I was embarrassed because I didn't wish you a happy birthday, and I usually check that thing.
It's okay.
Sometimes it doesn't pop up, but then I saw Andy had wished you a very hearty happy birthday.
Well, I'm a little bit embarrassed because Gretchen Day Bryant, my former boss, now the managing editor of the Sun Sentinel, is posted on Let's Eat. Hey, Michael Mayo, it's your birthday. Everybody give Mike a big LESF happy birthday wish. She posted that 2 hours ago, and we're up to about, let me do a little click, and it's at over 8,000 views.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, wow. That's cool.
And it has
8,000. Oh, you Conor McGregor? I mean, what
512 comments and 515 reactions. Everybody wishing.
Any positive ones? How many are positive?
Here, let me give you, because now
You got a resounding endorsement from Val, by the way, on the chat line.
Oh, good. So here's the thing. So it's funny because one of the people who I haven't seen lately, and again, I don't want to name names, but Joanne used to be a regular of the show. I don't know what I did to offend her. I have not seen her. She
You
hasn't
were constantly
answered the
berating
podcast.
her, demeaning her opinion.
No, I wasn't berating her. She was berating me and my qualifications. I'm fine with that. Like, not everybody. Fine. You think that I'm full of it? I don't know what I'm talking about. I know how to eat a lobster though. But she says, "Oh, it's become like a cult now. You're like a cult leader." And
You are like a cult leader.
You
That's
are.
right.
But
No
I'm not
doubt
gonna
about
leave-
it, man. I my only recognition in town now is you're in that guy that's on that show with Mayo.
So
I'm like, I did this for 50
I'm not
years
like-
here, and this
I'm
is
not-
what I'm known as.
I'm
Unbelievable.
not like the Raelians. I'm not going to make you drink any kind of Kool-Aid and lay down in a forest or put on some Adidas shoes and go up to a spaceship. What was that one in San Diego? There's some bizarre cult leaders out there. I am only going to lead you to good food, And that's all I want. I want people to eat well and be happy. And here's what the Meta AI, artificial intelligence, they have now these little summaries. So of the 512 comments, it says what people are saying. Friends and fans are wishing Michael Mayo a happy birthday, expressing gratitude for his contributions and sending warm wishes for the future. Isn't that nice?
Who would have known?
Yeah.
Why could you hate them all?
Well, you despise the people there, and Let's Eat South Florida.
Well, it gets
They've
me to
ruined your
some.
life, and I really do. I believe this. I give you a pass on a lot of your irrational behavior because I think it has gotten to you. You know,
Oh.
it can happen.
I have a total swollen head,
Yeah.
and
I was watching
yeah,
the piece on artificial intelligence too with Scott Pelley, the great Scott Pelley of
yeah.
of 60 Minutes, and it was frightening. And I think some of this influence has taken over the
I don't
mindset
let
of
it
the
get to
people
my
on Let's
head
Eat South Florida.
because no, every time I think, oh wow, I've become like this, grand poobah influencer. I call myself not a ringleader, but a ringmaster because it is a circus, and I mostly enjoy it. I mean, I do cackle with glee sometimes, and sometimes I just start yelling at the
The
screen.
snarky comments you sometimes make, when a person says something that you can tell you're radically and diametrically opposed to,
Yeah, but this
even
is
if the person has every right and entitlement to their opinion.
obviously yes. Everybody can have an opinion.
You fire them. Now, can we hear about Lubie's lunch at
Yes,
Prezzo's? Because
yes.
I really am curious about
It
this.
wasn't
So-
so.
I love tales of the Lubitz family.
This was a
especially
dinner.
when they get
This
together.
was Shirley's family, so it wasn't as psychotic. But the one issue they have is that they're horrible at making plans. They feel like in the past I've tried to be like, "What are we doing for your dad's birthday in 2 weeks?" And they would all look at me like I was a lunatic. Like 2 weeks? What do you mean? Why would we plan 2 weeks ahead? So like this year, it's Father's Day, and it was like Thursday, and we hadn't. And they had supposedly settled in on some like doing the water taxi. I guess I don't know. They wanted to do something instead of going for a meal. I don't know. Whatever. They're weird. So I'd rather just go for a meal. But Friday it comes around to Saturday, and we're thinking we're doing the water taxi, and we'll go to bar hopping, which is fine. Even though it was going to be Saturday, which was supposed to be possibly the Panthers clinching a Stanley Cup. They took me out of my misery, which was good.
Yeah, good thing. Quick
went out
interjection
very
because
well.
I know you went out on Saturday night during Game 4 and you were still watching on your phone. I almost, wanted to go to the arena for the watch party with my daughter and possibly Val. They sold out in the middle of the day Friday while we were doing the show up at Wicked Cheesesteaks. My daughter went on like an hour later onto StubHub and said they were going for $17 and she didn't get them. 2 hours later, tickets to go to the empty arena for a watch party were going for $200 each. And I
That's
imagine
a
that by
watch.
the end of the first period, there was nobody left. It was like somebody set off a stink bomb. And my daughter, like I texted her when it was 6-1 on Saturday. I said, good thing we didn't pay $200 each to go to the watch party. He was like, exactly. And then in the third period, when it got to 8-1, I said, good thing we didn't pay $17 to go to the watch party. She was like, exactly. All right, go back to Prezzo.
We even almost considered doing that, and that was my fear, is like to go to that thing with a bunch of people and then them play poorly. I just had a weird feeling it was setting up
Boy, did they just shit
for it
up.
to
Sorry,
be
crap.
rough. So we can talk about that after. But so it's Saturday, and they're like, oh, by the way, our mom doesn't want to do the water taxi. My mother-in-law, and I was like, it's fucking Saturday afternoon at like. Sorry, pardon my French. We're having a fun day today, letting it fly. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock.
I still lead the league in swear words on today's show with 2.
I'll catch up.
2 goals. I'm like nurse for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, exactly.
Nurse!
Every time he touched the puck, me and Val would say, "Nurse."
Nurse!
Yeah, it's annoying. I hope he doesn't touch the puck again.
That's a big Phil Mushnick thing. Whenever he is talking about something absurd, he just writes the word nurse with a big exclamation point.
To that word. So it's like 3 or 4 o'clock on a Saturday, first of all, in South Florida, let alone Father's Day weekend Saturday, right? So to me, some people may want to be celebrating Father's Day like us. Where the hell are you going to get a reservation like that time? So they come to me like, where should we go? And I'm like, the problem is like all the places we deal with are really good places. I brought Cafe Seville, but Cafe Seville is jammed on like a Friday, let alone
yeah, Joey on a weekend. It's tough.
it's hammered.
does a
So
lot of-
I started at Cafe Seville.
He's one of those guys, though, that if you happen to have personal contact with him, or even if you call him at the front desk and you've been there a few times, it doesn't matter how absurd the circumstances are that
but
you're
party
asking
is
going
6.
into. A party of 6 might be a little
That's
rough.
pushing
Well,
it
I don't
on a
wanna take
Saturday
Rick off
night.
too.
Got that back room now.
Not even
it's a
would
different
not
story.
even I would do that. My max is 4 tops. Like if I'm gonna make a last minute Friday, Saturday night
It's
prime time,
Mike Lubitz, Mayo.
Look,
I mean, we're not talking about some schmink.
I started rattling off the people we deal with, and my first two, because again, my in-laws, they eat on the light. Like I would go batch, right? But batch has lighter food. We've shown that repeatedly. But for me to go there, I want fried chicken.
No, and you've been there with Shirley recently, so that's
Shirley,
fine.
but not her
All right.
and her
So
parents.
you settled on Prezzo, and what happened?
Well, so we were gonna. I was thinking Cafe Seville. I was thinking Heritage again, but these are two places that get jammed, right?
Right.
And then I'm like, you know what? They don't mind going to Boca, and we really enjoy Prezzo. And Prezzo's actually big enough. That's the other thing too. The Prezzo in Boca is like not small. Like it's a
No,
nice
it's
size.
a big, spacious restaurant. It can handle a 6 top.
So I'm like, let's try Prezzo. So they were booked up too, reservation wise, but they had one open for 8 o'clock, which was cool. And then we got there and it was sort of empty. And I was like, oh shoot, the game. I'm like,
Right.
who the hell's going out tonight? Like, and that was the funny thing is, as much as we've talked about on these shows, no one's talking about it. That's not what all weekend long. I saw people with flags. I saw people with shirts.
Oh, good.
People around my neighborhood were like, what about tonight? I'm like, good luck. You know, I'm talking
Typical
like,
front-running South Florida fans. When we're down to one win away, everybody is like scalping. $3,000 for low bowl on tomorrow night, and
Yes.
$200 to get to a watch party. But like last week, there's crickets or
yeah, well,
like,
South
pretty
Florida.
reasonable.
So,
Yeah.
but I realized I'm like, oh man, people must actually be watching the game, and the people at the bar were like, yeah, there's no, we
Were
didn't.
there TVs at the bar at Prezzo?
They had TVs at the bar, but their bar you can't really see from the rest of the restaurant.
Okay.
And then they're used to me. Like if there's a big game on, I'll put it on my phone and just leave it. I won't be rude, but I'll just have it there.
Yeah, you had it on.
So we go there, and I've been eating at Prezzo with us, but I've never actually eaten at Prezzo. So I've never actually had the roasted garlic bulb that they're known for.
With the focaccia bread.
I'm literally asking Mayo, what do I ask for? He's like, they'll bring it to you. Just relax. So they brought it out gratis, which nowadays no one
That's
really
their
gives.
claim to fame. They got the roasted garlic bulbs with the focaccia bread.
And
That's
one thing I'll give my in-laws is they're really good at diversifying their ordering, and they're really good at sharing. So we got, I think, 6 different dishes,
Beautiful.
and everyone got at least a taste of every dish. So it was cool because we've had a lot of the stuff there, but I didn't know they had the chicken Siciliano, which is bone-in chicken in a dish, was fantastic. And they gave you a ton of chicken. So my father-in-law was happy with that. We got the bolognese, which, as Defo knows, is one of the best bolognese in
They
town.
do a really good job there. I mean, it's again one of those. They relaunched Prezzo in a new location. It was a long time, mainstay in Boca Raton. It's where Angelo Elia, our friend at Casa D'Angelo, got his start with Burt Rappaport, and now Eddie Pizzoli is kind of handling the day to day. Eddie is talk about really, really. I mean, also a young go-getter and really well respected and liked in the business, because anytime I mention his name to somebody, everybody says, oh, Eddie's a great guy. And he is. And we're going to see him at Corvina for their special social hour, which they're doing 50% off the entire menu and all cocktails every night, I think, of the week, Monday through Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. And we're going to be out there at the Boca Corvina next week on Wednesday night, checking it all out. But Prezzo, also one of the restaurants, the ones in Palm Beach Gardens and Boca, that he manages and oversees now, and they're doing great work.
They're
And I'm glad.
It's not like my in-laws are tough. They actually aren't ones to change menu items. They don't really ask for, like, my brother-in-law actually ordered a Caesar salad with chicken on it, and then they brought out salmon, and the salmon looked so good. The lady's like, oh, I'll change it. Like, no, I want the salmon. It was like this huge piece of salmon. This huge piece of salmon that looked fantastic. And we started talking, we looked up, and he had devoured the salmon. It went really well. Everyone loved pretty much everything. They brought out this apple tart dessert that I don't think we've tried. That was fantastic. The service was great as always. Like it went really well for we didn't mention who anyone was. We didn't ask for any special treatment, and you wouldn't have known. We had a really good time. So I know we are inundated with really good sponsors, and people don't always get up to Boca, but I would definitely vouch for Prezzo on any night of the week. And they are doing the summer plates thing, which is cool, that we missed, but we all were like, dang it, because it's 3 to 6, and they even do it on the weekends. And
Good
it's
food.
really good specials there.
Good food, good people. Prezzo, again, Boca Raton on Military Trail, and also and Palm Beach Gardens. Hey, so Sarni is absolutely insane, but he's really working this hard. And he's acting like a real producer. He's gotten me contact names. First of all, he just sent me a picture of the practice rink at the Federal in Fort Lauderdale, right next to Holiday Park. And he said the Zamboni just went by. The Black Aces are going to practice. I have no idea who or what the Black Aces are.
Jesus.
Is that a minor league team? I'm assuming it's a women's team if he's sticking around to watch it. But then he's also gotten me the name of the contact person in the PR department to contact to try to get us to do a show on the fly tomorrow, 1 to 2, to set up the potential Stanley Cup clinching victory at the Amaranth Arena, but going to the Panthers new practice facility in Fort Lauderdale called the Federal, which is also a restaurant and bar. I'm in if we can get in. I'm going to make 2 phone calls and see what they say. And as long as Doug Seafood doesn't recognize or remember my name, we might be good. We'll see.
Defo's like,
we got to take
as
one
he bothers you and leaves us alone.
He's insane, but sometimes insanity works. It's great. I love you, Sonny.
All
right, we got to take one more break, and before we do, I got to talk about our friends at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap. Man, did we have a good meal there. Some of those new menu items that are going to be debuting soon. Brandon, we finally were able to free Brandon, the director of operations for Batch Hospitality Group. They have 4 restaurants, but the one we are interested in is at 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. They do a spectacular weekend brunch. They have great lunch and dinner. They have Whiskey Wednesday with a philanthropic component. They have the live DJ now on the Sunday brunch. And of course, they have that blackened redfish with the grits cake.
Yeah, the next week or so, they're going to update the happy hour. They're going to update the menu because they like to keep things moving. And we got a preview of what they have coming, so you guys should definitely go check it out. It was fantastic.
Urge everybody, and even if you say, "Oh, it's Southern food, it's too heavy," no, they have that burrata with the grilled peaches, beautiful summer dish.
Well, look, Defo may have been right. We may be converts because that kale Caesar salad was freaking
excellent.
That was ridiculous.
A proper Caesar dressing where you can tell that there's like egg and anchovy paste in it. It has great flavor, but it's so light and tangy. And again, with the kale mixed up with the arugula, it's got the right texture, the right balance. They are doing things right at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap. And they got free parking in the garage in the apartment building next door. Go in there and tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, back to conclude the birthday edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
Prezzo Italian Restaurants, 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In garlic we trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back. A couple of things before we conclude today's birthday show. J&C Oyster in Hollywood, 2035 Harrison Street. They're open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner. And we got rained out of our scheduled show and big grand opening ribbon cutting last week, but we're going to do it again this week, Thursday. We're going to be there to do the show from about 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And 5 o'clock, they'll open up with a great happy hour and an official grand opening ribbon cutting with Mayor of Hollywood, Josh Levy, along with the great chefs there, Raheem and Monica, and the owner, Caesar. It's a great place. If you like, again, beautiful, exquisite seafood and other dishes and happy hour that can't be beat, go to J&C Seafood. All right, one last thing, which I really wanted to get into more, and maybe if we don't end up at the Sarni's insane. He just sent me a picture of the turkey club and said, "Excellent turkey club with fries, $12." So it's really pushing the federal. Let's see if we can get in there for it. It actually would be cool. I mean, this is where the Panthers they will be doing their morning skate there tomorrow. I didn't realize. Jim said a lot of the players bicycle to that facility. I didn't realize so many Panthers actually lived on the east side of town. They used to all live
out west,
Coral Springs and out west. But,
yeah.
I don't know. I've lost touch with the hockey team, but maybe we'll be there tomorrow. But somebody was asking. Somebody did a post this morning on Let's Eat, which I kind of loved because it's something I often say. But it was basically if you have a problem every single time you go out to eat, maybe you're the problem.
Yes, you.
Sincerely, the restaurant. And
Exactly.
that got a big buzz of a reaction. And we'll discuss it more at a later date. But I kind of just said, yeah, that's kind of true. Like, if you can't just relax and have a drink and just kind of like find some joy out of living, and if you're out to eat, I mean, this has been a recurring theme with you, Defo. You just don't understand these people who just try to find misery.
Got to be something wrong.
It's got to be something. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Michael Mayo. Enjoy your day.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
We will see you.
Enjoy yourself.
Let me go out with let me get the body out.
Jesus.
Get the body. No. All right. I'll save the tamale for tomorrow, or enjoy every lobster, enjoy every sandwich. And here we go. Get the guts out. There we go. There we go.